Hello, people. It's 5 o'clock. Where are you?
Means it's happy hour.
Yep. We need a happy hour. So we're gonna blah blah blah. We'll give you a quick. Oh, there's got 3 people on. Quick preview before we actually start. We'll just zoom past everything. Ooh, oh, surprise! We're doing a demo today. Yay! So hello, people who are on. Roberta, Val. All right. Hello, everybody. It's Wednesday. Hi, Candy. Rebecca. It's Wednesday, and it's time for Michelle to do.
Woohoo! No singing, no dancing here. We're strictly sticking to fabrics. Okay, so we're going to go over what's new in the shop this week. So again, we were bombarded with fabric. I don't know who was doing all this ordering, but we have a lot of fabric. I know some of these shipments were delayed. We should have gotten them some time ago, but the whole pandemic thing has screwed everything up. So, but anyway, from Wyndham Fabrics this week, we got Isla, which is a Hawaiian fabric. So there's 3 different ones that we received, and these just feel wonderful. And very pretty colors. So your hibiscus and your palm leaves and
Okay, so I just have to say that the lighting, for whatever reason, so these leaves really are green. They're more green than gray, and the background is like a tealy, like a really, really dark tealy kind of color.
yeah.
And then the leaves on here are not quite as pronounced as they are in the camera. They're really more like a tone-on-tone gray in there, like a blue-gray. So, just want to say hi to a few people. Susie, Jonna, Carol, Dolores, Melissa, Anissa. Roberta is it hot up there, like Nacimiento. All right.
Okay, so this is Isla from Wyndham Fabrics. They're $12.55 a yard. There's 3 different ones, and we do have other Hawaiian prints. So add to the collection. These would be beautiful focus fabrics on a 3-yard quilt. They would make a very pretty bag. This would be beautiful on a bag. So lots of choices there. Lots of things to do with those. And of course, if you want to make a skirt or something, that would be cute too. Okay, next from Robert Kaufman, I'm Snow Cute. I mean, just the name alone. I'm Snow Cute. But anyway, more Christmas. Somebody, maybe 2 somebodies, went a little crazy with Christmas this year. And so we couldn't resist this. Look at these little snowmen. They're so happy.
Yeah,
they're just doing such fun things here. And not a one of them has a mask on. They're out there just having fun. Look at tobogganing. So anyway, this is I'm Snow Cute. So this is one fabric. We've got coordinates to go with it. And then you've got your Christmas trees with their little cardinals out there. So these are the main fabrics, and then these Snow Cute green, red, and blue. So very cute. Okay, so we have plenty of Christmas to choose from, because here we are with another one. These are batiks, and they're really more winter than Christmas per se.
No social distancing. Funny, Rebecca.
Okay, Twilight Snowflake. And these
Snowfall.
Oh, Snowfall. Can't read your writing. Anyway, I never could.
Oh my.
Anyways, Twilight Snowfall. Very pretty. These are metallic. And the interesting thing on these is they are batiks, so the metallic is actually only on one side of the batik. So when you open it up, there's no metallic in there. So you could use it, you know, either way, although, well, for contrast, you could use them, you know, if you wanted to throw some other things in there. So anyway, in that quilt that I showed last week, the Ripple, this would be beautiful in that as well. This also came with a free pattern from Robert Kaufman called Twilight Snowfall. No, it's called Winter Sky. But anyway, it uses, you know, all the fabrics here. And along with that, we got a couple of the Prisma dies, which is really their basics. So in this particular pattern, that blue is this background here. So these go along, you know, would work well with the rest of the collection. So I see lots of pretty quilts in your future. This also came with Jelly Roll. So we got the Jelly Rolls. So again, you know, beautiful quilts can be made with these Jelly Rolls. And they are, you know, it is metallic, but it's not, it, you know, it doesn't have that, I don't know, that hard,
crunchy feel.
Yeah, that crunchy feel. You know, they're soft metallics. So, and they aren't, you know, this one has a lot of metallic, but the majority of them are more subtle. And this one's a beautiful, beautiful fabric. So, and of course, you know, our favorite dots. Because there's no life without dots. They're snow cute. All right. And for those of you who do the Aurifil Color Builders, Tuscany Orange is this month's. So you get a light, a medium, and a dark of each colorway. So every month they come out with a new colorway based on an area in Italy. So these are fabulous. This is the 50 weight. So these are the large spools of the 50 weight Aurifil cotton thread. And Tuscany Orange is the July offering. So there you have it.
And the colors on the back.
And the color numbers are on the back. So sometimes we have these colors here, you know, but many of them we don't. So this is your opportunity to get those colors. And if you do any machine applique or you do machine quilting, these come in so handy to have the 3 shades of each color. So it works out really well.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, I forgot my white paper.
Now last week we showed you Prism that had come in. So this is an Andover, and the designer is Juicy Juice. He's a Italian Giuseppe. Anyway, we finally got the pattern in that kind of sold us on this. It's called Vortex. And actually the pattern on the back is the one that uses the Prism collection. So it's very pretty. And so it uses the fat quarters. And it has 2 different layouts. This layout has these larger, more solid corners, and the one on the front has the stripes. So these are the strips. These are actually like a wonky log cabin, diamond log cabin block. So that would be fun and interesting to do. And it also, again, from Andover, this collection comes with a free pattern. So this is the free pattern that goes with the Prism collection from Andover. So again, you know, you can download this, or you know, we'll have them here in the store. We do charge $1 or $2 to print the color copy for you, but you can get those, or you could try your hand at Vortex. I really like this quilt. It's just such a good use of the colors. Okay, then.
Let me go get a paper towel.
Okay. All right.
Don't touch anything.
All right. Stacy left me with instructions here. Okay, we've done, actually, we haven't. Dolores, once again for us, did an essential tote bag. And this was one she did for Stacy because Stacy had gotten this fabric at a show.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's canvas. So this top part is canvas, and so is this bottom part. However, because it was a light color one, she wanted to protect it. So what we have is a product that we saw at market called Odif Coat Gel Coating, and it gives this an oilcloth effect. And what you do, it's kind of a gel that the reason they give you this card is that you can use the card. I'm just going to take this one out. You can use the card to go like, do this kind of a thing with the gel across the fabric. Or you can do a paintbrush and paint it on. So it's fabulous for the bottoms of bags. I've also used it in those, what are they called? I always forget. The scrap bags.
Oh, yes.
The scrap thread bags that,
the thread things that hang
Yes.
over the side.
Yes, so the
Yes.
inside of that, so that the threads in the fabrics don't stick to it, I have coated it with this Odie Coat. Now, what we discovered today was Stacy,
I got it dirty.
on her way in, she got this dirty. And so she cleaned it off. And so we thought, well, we need to demo that because it cleans right off. So she got just a wet paper towel. And because we put that Odie Coat on there.
And I just did one coat. I brushed it on with a brush, and this is one coat of Odie Coat. I did it Sunday afternoon, so it's had plenty of time to dry.
Yeah.
If you want to do multiple coats, you got to wait 24 hours.
Right.
But
so
look at that. It's clean.
came off.
Yep.
One coat. So, on the little thread catchers that I did 2 coats, and we actually have some samples here of 1 coat, 2 coat, and 3 coats that I put them on fabric, so you can see what it feels like. But you can even, hopefully, maybe even hear that this is different than this is smooth, and this definitely has something on it. So it does. We were quite impressed with this at market. Now this particular item is not on the website, mainly because it's kind of a bear to ship.
Well, we know what the rules are.
So yes, so you can get it here in the store, so you can pick it up.
Have a really good friend come pick it up for you if
Right.
you don't live here.
Yeah. So anyway, that's the Odie Coat, and it will it's not going to waterproof, but it's water resistant.
Yes.
So it can be used on bibs, or it could be used on placemats. There's a lot of things that could be used on. It just depends on how much of that you want to mess with, going across something, and you do need to let it dry.
Decoupage.
Yeah.
They showed us on a hat.
Yeah, you can, you could put, you could cut something out here and coat over it with that, and it will seal it in there.
Fake applique.
Right.
Aha.
So when you finish something and you realize, oh, I should have put some, that would have been so cute on there, you can just slap it on there and put some Odie Coat over it.
If you can't glue it.
Right.
Don't do it.
Yeah, so you know me, So you can glue your appliques on. Okay, so that will, make it water resistant and keep your bag, the bottoms of your bags clean. So if you don't put feet on them, or even if you do and you still brush up against something, you can clean them off, or put it on your placemats or bibs, whatever. Okay. So any questions on anything that we just did?
Nope. Susan says glue-ish, so up your alley.
Well, yes. Okay, so what I decided to do today was do a quick demo of how I make these masks. So many people have asked us, I'm just going to go ahead and put it on, about our masks. Okay, they are, what happened to that paper? The orange dot. The one I printed out. Uh-oh. We're missing a prop here. Hang on, just 1 second.
Hold that thought. Well, I'll show you the accoutrements that you'll need, so if you want to follow along. No, she's just going to do a quick demo, but some tools that you might need are Wonder clips, glue, thread, friction pen, scissors. Pat, do you have to treat the fabric prior to sewing? It depends on the project. I treated this fabric after sewing. You know, she made the bag and then I put it on there. So it depends on what it is. If it was like a bib or placemats, well, I guess placemats would be fine.
Yeah.
You just have to remember that if you do any like top stitching on it, you'd have to go back and coat that part again, because obviously it's going to poke a hole in the coating, and water could seep through that. So
yes, it can be done either way.
yes.
Okay, so the pattern that we use is actually from Orange Dot Quilts. So this is the website, and the difference, and I'm going to take my mask off now. The difference is that I don't do it the same size that she does, and there's just a few things that I do a little differently. So I thought I would just kind of go over it. She has a tutorial. It's a wonderful tutorial. The instructions are great as well. So up to that point, you can follow her, follow her instructions. So what I do, she has you cut a 10 by 16 and a half for the mask. I do a 9 by 16. The 10 was just too wide for my face and for Stacy's face and everybody, most everybody. What?
Come around me.
Oh, okay. So,
This one. There we
all
go.
right. So what I ended up doing was cut them 9 inches. So that means out of a fat quarter, you can get 2 masks. All right. And then she has you put batting in the middle, and I didn't want batting in mine because I would be too hot. So I just took a piece of white muslin or white fabric. So what you're going to do is just follow her directions. You're going to fold this in half, right sides together, and then I just, with a friction pen, I just marked 2 inches. So I sew those. And then the fold is going to be the top of your mask. So then I just go ahead and put a line of sewing down here as well, so that you have actually 3 lines of sewing on your lining. So then after you sew those, so you're going to sew it like this. You're not going to sew them together. All right. Then you're going to sew this together. So you're going to sew this right sides together. So there's one, seam at the bottom of the bottom of the mask, and you're creating a tube. So then you've got this tube, and inside is your lining. Okay? And then what you're going to do is on the bottom where you have your seam, you're going to top stitch that about 1/8 of an inch from the edge. And then along the top, I just do a 1/4 inch seam. Now at this point, actually back here, at this point, if you were putting in a one of those little metal bars, this is when you would do it. You'd put that in there, under there now, so that it would be in there. And then when you sew across here, I don't put one in, okay? But that's when you would do it. Okay, so now you've got this this tube, and what she has you do then is you want to print this out from the website, because this is where you're going to cut. You're going to cut the corners off in order to get that to get this shape. Okay. So what I do is I just take this is the shaping pocket, which is the top. So I just line that up with the top and line it up with the side, because again, mine is not the same size as hers. So I just lined it up. So I just line it up and I just cut it off. So I just cut, and you could do this with scissors or with your rotary cutter if you can get this thing to work. Okay, so that's the top. So then the bottom, you're just going to do the same thing, You're going to line it up along the side and along the bottom, and then cut that one off. So you've got 2 little cuts. And then just to keep things even, I like to just fold it like this and then cut those two other sides off. And again, you could press hard enough. You could use your ruler, like I just screwed that one up, but it's not that, it's honestly not that big a deal if you, I didn't cut anything, no blood, so we're good. Okay, so you're going to end up with something that looks like this. Okay, so you're going to have, this is the top and this is the bottom. So then what I do, what Dora has you do, because you've got that shaped piece of, this gray part is the shaped piece of your batting. Well, I didn't do that, so I had to come up with a different way to do it. So I actually just, and again, this is, you know, a guesstimate, I fold it about in thirds, except I'm folding it the wrong way. You want to be folding to the inside here.
So your stitching lines should be inside.
Your stitching lines are on the inside. Now Dora also has you do a seam right here. I just don't do that. Again, you know, that's totally up to you. Okay, so this is the part where I think people get confused. So you get to this point, and then the way that you do this, because she has, again, but if you watch her tutorial, she does do it more like this. But the original things had you put all these points there and you had to fold, and it just was very complicated to me. So I take, this is, and usually I would press this with an iron, but you take your bottom one and you're just going to fold that. You're going to see this point here where you cut, and you're just going to fold it back. And then you're going to put a clip in there. Okay, and then this top one is going to fold back on its point as well, and it's going to overlap that other one, and you do want that to overlap so that you start getting that shape. So then I just put clips in there.
Let me just get a close-up of what that looks like.
Okay, so then you're going to start seeing that shape. So then you do the other side. So you want to do the same way. You want to do that bottom one first. So you're going to fold that back to its little point there. And I'm going to find where I put my clips. All right, and then the other one, and this is why you want to press it, because you want to know exactly where your fold line is. And again, you're going to fold that back so that they're even, and clip that, and then you're going to sew those. So you're just going to do a 1/4 inch seam there. So when you're done sewing it, this is what it will look like. Okay, so that's it. Okay, now the other thing that I do differently than what she does is the ends of them. She has you cut a 1 3/4 inch binding. I just cut it 1 1/2 inches wide by about 5 inches, or whatever. So again, you're going to cut 2 strips that are 1 1/2 inches by 5. But if you follow hers, it's fine too. Okay, so you're going to put that right sides together. So what you will have done is the same as in making any kind of a strap. You press it in the center and then press the 2 ends in there, so you end up with a piece like this. So you pressed down the center, you folded those 2 in, and put that. So then you're going to open that up, and on the right side you're going to sew that on. So again, with a 1/4 inch seam, you just sew that on. So this is what you're going to have when you're done. So there's the outside. So now you've got this piece here, and you're going to fold that over. Now this is where I really divert from what she does, because this is where my glue comes in.
You can't glue it.
One of the reasons I went to glue was because clipping this or pinning it, it's just too bulky. So what I do is, and I love this Roxanne's glue Base-It that comes in this, because you get a nice little line of glue. So that's the Roxanne's. So it has this accordion squeezing. Okay, so then that's glued down there. Now don't worry, it will get sewn. But it's glued down there, and I've lost my, there they are. Okay, so then I just take my elastic and I put little glue here. So I'm just gonna put that on there, and I'm just gonna bring this over. Yes, this is a raw edge here, but don't worry, we sew it so many times you're not even gonna know it. Okay, so I glue that down, and sometimes I'll just glue in between there too, because you know I love glue. And then you glue the other side as well. So you just put some glue here. You know, and again, you can follow her directions exactly, and you're going to wind up with something very, very similar. I just think a pattern or a recipe is a mere suggestion, so you know, we all have to do our own thing. Okay, so that's what I end up with. All right. So then I'm ready to go to the sewing machine. Now when I start sewing, because this is kind of bulky there on the end where your elastic is, I usually start like here, and I'll go forward and then go back, and so it goes, I go over it a number of times. So I'm going to show you the mask I was wearing, and I do 3 lines of stitches just because I do have those raw edges and I just don't want them fraying or doing anything. So I start here and I back stitch and then come forward, back stitch again, break that off, and then, you know, do all 3 that way. It really doesn't take very long, and this mask has been washed I can't tell you how many times. There's, you know, it's perfectly fine. So that's the difference that I do from what Dora does. But you know, again, Dora's pattern is fabulous. And her video is as well, so you can go to her website, probably get a much better video. I just kind of wanted to go over the difference of what, you know, what I do, just because you know, people keep asking me. Alrighty, so did we get any questions there?
No.
Did we go too fast for everybody? Well, you know, we'll download this or upload it or whatever Stacy does to make it go to YouTube. So it'll be out there, and you can skip forward to the point where you're confused.
Yes.
But anyway, and you can laugh at my whole glue thing. I don't care, but it works for me. So that's what works for me. You find what works for you, but that is how we make those masks.
Okay.
All right.
No questions. So
okay.
just wanted to remind everybody we did get some black batik in, solid black batik.
So if you're making masks.
So if you're making masks.
Again, I made masks for Stacy's family. Out of black, which I absolutely hate doing. And so they have black masks, but I think masks made out of more fun fabric is
like those fabulous.
This is going to be Stacy's mask. And look how cute
happy
that
faces.
is.
And before you ask, no, we don't have this anymore.
No, I think I took the last
It was on
fat
the sale.
quarter. It was on the sale thing, and I
Yeah.
think I took the last fat quarter. You know, I asked Stacy, what does she want? I said, I'm going to do a demo. What do you want your mask made out of? So that's what she chose.
Yep.
Okay, I don't know what else. Our room is still open.
Room is still open.
And we're not going to be doing any classes in August either. So again, the room is open for people who want to come to sew. Limit of 10. A sit and sew is $10 per person. And coming into the store, you absolutely must have a mask. I know many of you are wearing the face shields to sew, and that's, you know, I mean, what you do out there to sew is fine, but when you come into the shop, you have to have a mask on. Okay? So,
Okay.
but anyway, I think the people who have been sewing have been enjoying it, and we go in there and sanitize. I smell like a bleach factory some days. But oh well, that's what we have to do
Yep.
to stay open, so we're happy to do it.
Yep.
Anyway, anything else? Anything you need to add, Stace?
Nope, we got some batting in. Unfortunately, I'll swing around. It's a mess over there, so just ignore the behind the scenes. The white cotton, the thin stuff.
The cotton select.
No, request. The cotton,
Cotton select, which is the heavier.
not as heavy as deluxe, but
Right.
the lightest one, the request is on back order. They can't get the white cotton. It's going to be like weeks. So in the meantime, we have the select, which is a little bit heavier. And then of course all the polys, we have
The
polys,
wools
poly
and the
blends, wool. We did get some Dream Puff. That's this here. It's this really puffy stuff, which is a poly. It's similar to a wool, but maybe puffier, but it's a
Yeah.
poly.
Yeah, it's
Not
the
not natural.
If you want to look at Posh Santa, that was
Hang on, let me
quilted.
swing around here.
Yeah, that was quilted
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
using Dream Puff. So it's maybe a little heavier, but for people who want that look of wool but don't want to pay for wool, Dream Puff is
See the texture,
yeah, Dream Puff is your better option then.
so you can
Yeah,
kind of see here that it's
puffy, but still
light.
light and pliable.
Yeah.
So anyway, we got Dream Puff in some other sizes. And for the bag, if you're doing bags, we have canvas. We don't have that particular canvas that we just showed you. However, we do have other canvases. So we always have a selection of canvas.
So some good alternatives. I like this one and this one. Be great. And then these two, the dark black and then the lighter cream would be great as a top and a bottom. And the floral, there's a solid black. And then there's those two. This is more like a toile. It's a little lighter weight than it's a little different than the canvas. So then something more modern. Alrighty. I think that's it so far.
I think so. I think
We are good.
Okay.
All right. So
unless there's any questions from anybody,
no.
we enjoy seeing the people who come. Sometimes I don't recognize everybody with their mask on, but maybe we need to all embroider our names on our mask. I don't know. But anyway, we're enjoying seeing everybody and what?
The sale fabric is online.
Oh yes, the sale fabric is now online. So if you still aren't coming to the shop, but you want to get some of the sale fabric, it is online under its own category called sale fabric.
Yep.
So it's pretty easy to find. So most all of it is on there. There's a few that
we just don't have pictures
we
of
don't
them,
have pictures, so there
they're not on
wasn't
there.
any point in putting them on there.
Because you're not going to buy what you can't see.
Right.
I might as well just package something up for you and send it on its way.
Right. Mystery. We could call it the mystery sale fabric.
Yes.
Okay. And, one other thing, and I guess we could get some comments or input on it. We're thinking of since normally during the shop tour, we have been selling our samples. So we're thinking of doing a Facebook Live sample sale, and then maybe whatever doesn't sell, or I don't know, we would put on our website. So if we could get a little feedback on whether or not that's something you'd be interested in, we'd like to hear from you. Okay. All right. I think that's it.
All right.
All right. So we're going to say goodbye today.
Bye.
Bye.